We've got another windy day today, but difference is this time I've got the door closed and I closed up all the little windows, even though it's supposed to get real hot today. I just didn't want to take any chance of breezes getting inside of it and making this airborne, but you can see how it's flapping in the wind. It's really humid in there. I wish I could open that door because it needs ventilation for the few plants I got in there, but I'm not sure if that wouldn't give it, but wouldn't end up with a good gust just getting inside there and making it airborne again. Maybe I'll just take a little chance on it while I am here, home for lunch, and open up the door and let it, because it's supposed to get up to 90 today. I just don't want to cook the poor plants I got in there. Really hard to say what to do. But I'm home for lunch for a little while, so I'm going to open up the door and, at least while I'm here, let them breathe. Okay, folks, good morning. It's Saturday. I've been out working in my pumpkin patch, digging up sunflower starts and getting them potted. I'm going to see if I can find a few people locally who would like to grow sunflowers. Last night and yesterday really didn't get much done. It was so windy when I got home and there was so much dust in the air, and it was just hard to do anything. I just stayed in the house. Dust was really acting up with my sinuses real bad. But before I go off to do my Saturday activities, I thought I'd just come out and get the sunflower starts that were still in the garden potted up so I can start mulching around the tires. I can't have these in the garden. They just get too tall. I let them go wild last year and it was not the best idea. So now I got sunflower starts to try to find homes for. And that's all for now. Okay, poor things, they're already sulking. I'm going to give them a little more water. I've watered them once, but I'm going to water them again. And they're going to sulk like this for a day or two, get all droopy and unhappy, and just, yeah, they have to sulk after you yank them out of the ground and put them in pots. But give them a couple days and they'll be perking up again and thinking maybe it might be okay to live. Oh, my poor unhappy little sunflowers. They did not like being moved. They were starting to get too big to be moved. But they'll be okay. I've transplanted sunflowers at this size before, and they usually spend a day or two sulking, and then they perk up and decide life ain't so bad after all. Alright, well, let's see. Oh, I got this little pepper. It hasn't decided whether it's going to live or not. It's got some wind damage. We got more hot wind. We hit 93 yesterday, and we had hot winds, and the poor little thing just kind of got cooked. Lost another leaf. But this one it's not decided whether it's going to live or not. I come out here in the morning, it's all perky, and I get home at night and it is drooping and looking like it's dying. And I'm just like, are you going to live or not? We'll see. This last week has not been, yet last week was beautiful. I got my starts in last Saturday and Sunday, just beautiful days, and then Monday hit with those cold winds, and Tuesday more cold winds, and then Wednesday was a beautiful day and everything started perking back up again, deciding it was going to live. And then yesterday we got hot, dry winds. And it was all trying to think maybe they were going to all give up and die again. And I'm just going, not been a really great spring for the garden. I still have, you see, this, it looks like it's full of weeds, but it is not full of weeds. These are marigolds. It is full of marigolds. There are a few weeds in here. There's a little red root, maybe some lamb's ear, and one or two others. And I do keep the weeds out, but I have got so many marigolds I've got to get transplanted and get them planted along the edges of all the boxes and finish. I went and found some little pots. I don't know how good some of those little white pots are, but we're gonna start filling them full of marigolds. If I could find some more pony pack pots, I would love to do that and just fill this up and have a couple of flats of marigolds. They are doing so well. You can see how well they're doing. They're just down here where it's protected even from the wind. So even yesterday after the wind, they were still looking pretty good. So they got a good watering last night. Everything got a good watering last night. Marigolds I've planted along here are doing really good. Well, there looks like enough space between those two. I could stuff another marigold in there. In fact, I might have had one in there. I wonder if the birds got it. Yeah, it looked like it got yanked out. I've had problems with birds in my raised beds before. They like to come and hunt for the earthworms that live in here, and I've got some good sized earthworms in here. I have to say that much. But the marigolds I've planted along this edge are doing very good. I've got to finish putting marigolds along all the edges and another soaker hose in here. And then this bed will be basically planted. I would like to, after I get all the marigolds out of this section, find something, if anybody has any suggestions for what goes well with tomatoes that I could plant along the back side of this bed, I would be really happy to hear that. I'd like to get a few more things in the ground. Got payday coming up, so I'm gonna first I got to get my mortgage payment paid, and this will be the first payment that I will pay on time in a year. I am finally caught up on my mortgage payments, which feels good. Just got to get nice payment done, and yeah, oh god, I gotta get all these marigolds up. Anybody want any marigolds? You have to come and get them. Price of gas, I do not travel far. Oh, let's get all this. Some of this is lamb's ear, yes. Some is red root. And some is this other weed that I am yanking up. Just weeds. Weed is a plant that grows where you don't want it growing. Even if it's a edible herb or an edible plant, it is. This is red root. Looks like lamb's ear, but it's got smooth leaves and really red stems, whereas lamb's ear tends to have a soft silvery look, and their stems are silvery gray-green. So that's how you tell the difference. Red root is not good to eat. It is toxic, as far as my dad always told me. He was really into edible plants. So, yeah, get the weeds out. Yeah, this is a weed. Yep, that's a weed. But yeah, I've got so many marigolds I got to get out of here. And I just want something I can plant on this side of the raised bed that will do well throughout the summer and do well with tomatoes. I know I probably should look up one of those companion planting charts and see how they're doing. Oh, and if you want to really look, you can see my peas are already, look at that, they're already growing through their chicken wire support fence. They are happy. The peas are happy, and I'm happy they're happy. Okay. Well, it's still standing. I had all the windows down and I zipped it closed, and I took out all the plants because it got up in the 90s yesterday, which meant it was cooking in there. Any plants in there would have been totally cooked. Today's not such a bad day. I'm gonna open up the door and the windows again and tie them up, because it's on days like this where we don't have big winds, it'll do. But yeah, I don't think our winds yesterday got as high as they did on Monday and Tuesday. We had some horrible gusts on Monday and Tuesday, up to 60, 70 miles an hour. So that's what the reported from the weather service was in places. Just little gusts. Average wind speeds were 40, 50 miles an hour. And I think it must have been hit with a heavy gust last Monday to just go flying the way it did. All right. Well, I am going to run in. I was going to help a friend at her groom shop groom some dogs today, but she kind of forgot I was coming, and so I'm just going to be taking Dax in for a bath. He needs a bath. I don't know if he where is he? Oh, he's hiding under the... You found a cool spot, huh? Well, guess what? We're going to turn all that cool spot. That cool spot's going to get turned into a tree. Yep, all the extra is getting whacked off. It's going to happen soon. And it's going to be a lot of work. All right. So I better sign up. I got to get Jesse in the room and Dax loaded in the truck, and then we'll head into town. Maybe I wasn't videoing. Good morning, everyone. Just letting you know, the sunflowers have stopped sulking. They've all perked back up again. Yeah, they tend to sulk right at first, but give them plenty of water, and after a while they decide maybe it's not too bad being potted. Yesterday at Walmart I picked up this little squash here. It's a Mexican zucchini. The whole entire flat there was very, very wilted and dry, and I was like, told the cashier, I says, somebody needs to go and water those squashes before they're all dead. I stopped at the dollar store and picked up a bottled water and dumped it on this and soaked it down really, really good before I brought it home. And it was already starting to perk up, but you can still see there's around here, that area, the leaves, you can just kind of see that they're still got curled from dehydration and damage, and that dried out part is not going to recover. But it was so limp and wilted. All the leaves were just hanging. Even these were all shriveled up. These first leaves were all tiny and shriveled, and I didn't think those would even recover, but they have just really soaked it down. Lots and lots of water. And these ones, which I thought were also going to die because of how shriveled and dehydrated they were, they have perked right back up again, and they're standing up, and the plant looks like it's going to live now. I still haven't found me a yellow zucchini. I do know Lowe's up in Idaho Falls had some last week. I don't know if they still have any. I didn't have any money last week for them. My mom bought the plants I did get, and I didn't want to spend too much of her money, so I just stuck with tomatoes and a couple of squashes and stuff, and the peas, which are doing very good over there. Let's zoom in on those peas. Oh yeah. They are just attaching themselves to that little chicken wire fence there, and they're doing very well. Peas love cool weather like this, though. They grow the best. But happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, and I'll check back later.